But you know what? I'm going to deal with my attack stronger than I had in 2017. So multiple sclerosis, bring it. And it turns out that I'm stable now. So I had my MRI about a week ago, and when I had my MRI, I literally fell asleep in it. So by the time they rolled me out, they were like, "Oh, you're done," and I'm like, "That was it." Like I'm like, as soon as I have something to lay on, I will literally fall asleep just like that. Like I don't know, I just fall asleep. I've done it to Zach a lot of the times. Like he'll be talking and I'm out. This was kind of interesting to me because my doctor literally told me how I was having an attack. And when he told me that, about a week later is when I had my MRI. And even when I was done my MRI, I emailed my nurse and I was asking her, I was like, is there any way I can know my results now? Because I'm just being paranoid. Like I just want to know what's going on with me kind of thing, right? And then I think it was about like a few hours later, she replied back to me and she was like, Dr. Lee just looked at your results and you're stable. And I was like, what? Guys, it was so crazy because I'm clearly doing something to make myself have a relapse, and I'm also doing things to improve things with my MS. And guys, I was so confused. I was like, oh my god, what did I do so differently in the course of like a week? I was just having a hard time trying to figure out how I've been doing better, because I've always been eating vegan, so I've been trying to eat good and been trying to have more plants, but a part of me just felt like that wasn't the main reason. But little did I realize it was my stress levels, and they literally dropped that entire week. When I get stressed out, my body just doesn't function properly. I feel like that's a no-brainer for those of you who are aware of the things MS does to you. But yeah, I just feel like my body doesn't function properly. I don't walk properly, that's number one. Number two, I would say, is my vision. And then three would be my bladder. So just everything just kind of like goes down gradually within a few minutes, and then I just feel like, oh my god, I'm losing it. Like having a plan for school too, like I've always done this. I'll literally print out an entire calendar for every single month, and then I'll literally plan out what I'm going to do each day. But I'll only do it weekly because it obviously it's not going to always stay the same. So my stress that week, they dropped a lot, in a sense where I wasn't stressed much about school because I literally planned out everything I was going to do for the entire month of October, and it just made me feel better, right? And with just having that plan, it kind of just made me make sense of my own life. In a sense, because for me, I like planning things, and if I don't plan things, I'm kind of a mess a lot of the times. Crazy, because even during that week when I would get a little, okay. And it's kind of crazy because even when I would stress out, I would always make sure I would meditate that very moment, because I knew that, you know what, Pri, you're having an attack. Don't make it worse, just go meditate, do your thing. And even for like some of the times when during that week when I would feel a bit of stress, I would meditate. So I would always make sure I would meditate literally morning and at night. And it was just really crazy because I didn't realize how much of a difference that was going to make. Moving forwards, I just know to handle my stress better. And in terms of eating, I think I'm eating okay, but I feel like I could be eating more, if I'd be honest with you, because right now I think I weigh, when I checked last time, I think it was 97 pounds. I just want to make sure I handle my stress even better, like not just meditate, but meditate and also like kind of like give myself some time to just relax and just get my shit together kind of thing. And as I've mentioned, like planning things really helps me, because when I plan things, I will stick to the plan. And I know that. And I know that even with going vegan, guys, I didn't even know how this was going to turn out, because, guys, I loved eating meat before. I think of it now and I get grossed out. I don't even know how that even just came out of my mouth, but it's really crazy, because it's like when I plan something, I usually stick to it. It's crazy. And just moving forwards, just having that plan and just sticking to it, I feel like would make me not stress out as much, because I'll know where I'm headed, kind of thing, you know? I just know to not stress out. Like, if I'm gonna have those moments where I stress out, I'm just gonna make sure I meditate that very moment, and make sure I kind of like just calm myself down, because at this point, right, like, I'm tired of not being able to walk properly. I'm tired of tripping on things. I feel like I trip on things at least once every day. I've only tried once. I have kind of been bad, because I said I would practice walking, but I just haven't had the time for that yet, and I feel like practicing to walk isn't what's going to make me walk better. I feel like practicing to walk would be actually practicing when I'm walking, and not just giving myself an allocated time to, okay, let's go practice walking, because what are some things I can do to help myself not stress out? And one thing was meditating. Meditating has been helping me, and just being on my own, even if it's just being on my own for like 2 minutes, I'll have a plan, because I've also noticed that when I have a plan, guys, I usually stick to my plan. I'm pretty good with that, especially because on my plan, I tend to write things out. Like, even in my vegan planner, I literally have 10 months of everything I've ate every single day of this year. And that kind of just developed from the idea of doing this exactly all the way from January 1st of this year. So, because I told myself, you know, before January even started of this year, that I would plan out every single meal I had. Yes, I wasn't able to plan it out like a year in advance or like a month in advance. I was still able to plan things out a week at a time, and that really helped me so much, because I literally have like an entire book dedicated to every little thing I've eaten. And I think this is also really good for me, because when something does pop up, like when I'm unable to walk, I can always like kind of like look back on this book and think, okay, what did I eat this day that kind of, I don't know, interfered with this? So just having that plan really did help me. I know this is probably going to be a short video, because I usually make a video for like 10 minutes or longer. I think my last video was almost half an hour. I don't even know. Guys, I ramble a lot, so for me, making a long video isn't hard. But I think this one's going to be really short. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, and just want to make sure I meditate all the time. And when I do have those moments of stress, or if I feel like I'm going to stress out, I think I'm going to start writing things in my journal, because, guys, I love writing. And another thing is, I've been reading more, especially that week of my MRI. I would read a lot, and for me personally, I don't know if you guys feel the same way as me. When I read, I just feel like I'm in my own world, like away from everything that stresses me out, away from everything, like away from reality. Like, that's why I love reading, because it kind of puts you into the reality of the book, and you just have all these emotions. Like, I'm currently reading Silka's Journey, and it's a sequel to The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I'm like halfway done this book. I don't like it in the sense where I don't like the things that are happening in the book, but the things that happen are the things that happened, I don't know, in World War II, and it kind of sucks. So overall, meditating, planning, and even reading are the 3 things I'm always going to resort to when I just need to kind of like relax and just have a breather. And yeah. This is the last thing I wanted to mention, because I was kind of upset about this. I was supposed to have my infusion dates on October 7th, so this Monday. But I wasn't able to have that, and it got rescheduled because when I did my blood test prior to my infusion date, I guess the doctor didn't, or the person I went to forgot, or just, I don't know what happened. They didn't test the thing that my nurse wanted to be tested. So I had to go back and do my blood test again, and apparently it takes 4 to 5 days for it to come into Sunnybrook. Infusion is actually this coming Wednesday, I think. So that's pretty much it to my video. I'm sorry if this video was short. I just wanted to update you guys on how my MRI went because I was really happy with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it to my video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. I'll post the links down below as per usual, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.